I need y'all to really hear me on this, because what's happening in Cleveland right now, it's not just another training camp storyline. It's not just stats on a spreadsheet. It's a shift. It's a power shift. And if you're a Browns fan paying attention, then you already feel it. Dillon Gabriel, the quarterback Cleveland spent a third-round pick on, went 3 for 14. Let that sit for a second. 3 completions on 14 attempts. It looked like he was out there blindfolded, just chucking the ball and praying. And while he was out there unraveling like a busted garden hose on the other end of the field, Shedeur Sanders was putting on another clinic. Calm, cool, unshaken. 7 completions on 10 throws, a touchdown, no turnovers, just ice in his veins and fire in his game. All right, I'm launching a giveaway like never before. Think you know which Browns quarterback will start the first official game? Drop your prediction in the comments, hit that like button, and make sure you're subscribed, because 5 lucky winners will score a free game jersey. The more videos you comment on, the better your chances. Now let's continue the video from where we left off. This ain't about development anymore. It's not about waiting your turn or learning the system. This is about the Browns front office trying to protect their pride. They drafted Gabriel higher, and now they're scrambling to justify it, even if it means ignoring the better quarterback. And don't get it twisted. This isn't just a football problem. If Shedeur Sanders had a different last name, he wouldn't be buried behind the second team. He'd be the face of this franchise right now. But because he's Dion's son, the so-called project, the guy everybody wanted to overlook, he's getting third-string reps while the guy next to him can't even complete a slant. Let's stop sugarcoating it. Dillon Gabriel wasn't just bad, he was awful. 1 interception, no rhythm, no poise, just misfire after misfire in a controlled environment. This wasn't live game pressure. This was scripted practice, padded reps, and he still looked like he didn't belong. Meanwhile, Shedeur stepped into that exact same environment and lit it up. Again, fewer reps, less support, more pressure, and still, he made it look easy. And the energy on the field? Different. When Shedeur's under center, guys rally. You can feel the command. That's not hype. That's leadership. That's QB1 energy. But here's the part that blows my mind. Dillon Gabriel got nearly 5 more pass attempts than Shedeur that day. Not because he was better, not because he earned it, but because the Browns are playing politics. They handed Gabriel second-team reps and stuck Shedeur with the third string. Again, it's not about reps, it's about reputation. It's not competition, it's cover-up. And let's call it what it is. If the stats were flipped, if Gabriel had the 71% completion rate, the touchdown, the 0 picks, and Shedeur went 3 for 14 with a pick, the headlines would be screaming that Gabriel was the future. You wouldn't even hear the word competition. But because it's Shedeur Sanders, the 5th rounder, the influencer, the guy with swagger and legacy, and that last name, suddenly it's all complicated. The Browns aren't running a quarterback battle. They're running a draft investment protection program. They picked Gabriel in the 3rd. They picked Shedeur 2 rounds later. And instead of admitting they may have gotten it backwards, they're doubling down. And for what? Ego? Pride? Saving face? Because if they admit Shedeur's the better quarterback, which the film already shows, then they have to admit the front office whiffed. They have to admit that Deion Sanders' son, the confident, branded, unfiltered quarterback that the league tried to humble, is actually that guy. And let's be real, the NFL still has a problem with quarterbacks like Shedeur. He's not just talented, he's vocal, he's visible, he's got money, style, power, influence. That threatens the old playbook. Guys like Gabriel, they're safe. They're quiet. They say, "Yes, sir." But Shedeur, he's rewriting the script, and that makes people nervous. But here's the thing the league can't hide. The numbers, the scoreboard, the tape. Let's zoom out. This wasn't just one bad day for Gabriel. This is who he's been all camp. Stack the numbers side by side, and it's not even close. Shedeur, 50 completions on 70 attempts. That's 71.4%. 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Efficient, poised, consistent. Gabriel, 51 completions on 87 attempts. That's 58.6%. 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. He's thrown 17 more passes than Shedeur and has only 1 more completion to show for it. Let that sink in. That's not growth. That's desperation. They're forcing Gabriel into the offense like a square peg in a round hole, hoping somehow the numbers start to make sense. But they don't. They won't. And all the while, Shedeur Sanders is putting on O. Because while the front office keeps propping him up, while they keep feeding the media this narrative like it's gospel, the truth is unfolding right in front of our eyes. And it's loud. Gabriel, he's not just struggling, he's flailing. He's overthrowing screens, throwing hospital balls into coverage, going 3 for 14 in open camp, while reporters and teammates literally side-eye each other like, "Yo, this can't be serious." Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders is putting on a clinic. Timing, precision, pocket presence. He's leading receivers into space like a vet. No turnovers, hitting that 70% plus completion rate while running with the third team. And somehow, despite every measurable, every intangible pointing in one direction, the Browns are still clinging to this illusion that Dillon Gabriel deserves the reps, deserves the opportunity, deserves the future. Let's not sugarcoat it. That ain't development. That's delusion. And I get it. In the NFL, where your drafted matters, that number next to your name, it's not just a number, it's a badge, a brand, a hill executives will die on just to prove they were right, even if it means starting a guy that the entire building knows is out of his depth. But when you're forcing that mistake onto the field, when you're protecting your pride instead of your future, you're not managing a team, you're sabotaging one. Because let's talk about the real reason Shedeur Sanders isn't being fast-tracked right now. It's not about performance. It's not about readiness. It's about control. See, the NFL has a Deion Sanders problem. They love what he did as a player, but they can't stand what he represents now. Power, independence, and a voice they can't silence. And now, his son, Shedeur, he's walking that same path. Polished, confident, media-savvy, a young black quarterback who doesn't grovel, who knows his worth. And that terrifies certain people. They didn't draft him late because he lacked talent. They drafted him late to send a message, to humble him, to humble them. But now the tape is humbling everyone else, and it's crystal clear. The media's starting to wake up. The fans have already woken up. Go scroll through Reddit, hit X. Browns fans aren't blind. They're emotional, they're loyal, sometimes too loyal, but they know football, and they know what they're seeing is an insult to their intelligence. How does Gabriel throw 3 for 14 and get promoted? How does Shedeur stack elite practice after elite practice and stay buried behind guys who've done nothing? One fan laid it out best. Shedeur, 71.4% completion, 6 touchdowns, 0 picks. Gabriel, sub 60%, 2 picks, and 17 more attempts. That's not a competition, that's domination. It's checkmate in the first quarter. And when fans can break it down better from their couch than the coaches can on the field, you've got a problem. Let me take it further. You want to know why this matters so much? Because this isn't just about who starts week 1. This is about who this franchise wants to be. Are you a team that rewards production, or one that protects mistakes? Because the players know. The vets on that field see Shedeur sling that rock with NFL timing and touch. And then they watch Gabriel throw another duck into double coverage. And they're not stupid. You can't lie to the locker room. And the longer you do, the more damage you do. Because here's the storm that's brewing. Pre-season's about to hit. Gabriel's probably going to get the Lions' share of reps, and every 3 and out, every missed throw, every boo from that home crowd, that pressure's going to boil, reporters are going to press harder, questions are going to get louder. And when the veterans in that locker room see it play out on game film, see the wrong guy getting handed the keys, the whispers are going to start. And then, you've got a full-blown quarterback controversy that you created. This didn't have to happen. It could have been simple. Just let the best man win. But instead, Cleveland's front office chose ego over evidence. They chose loyalty to a draft pick over loyalty to the truth. And it's going to cost them. Because Shedeur Sanders isn't just better than Dillon Gabriel. He's so much better, it's offensive we're even having this conversation. And if this keeps up, if Shedeur's still riding the bench mid-season while Gabriel tanks, drives, and wastes possessions, don't be surprised if Shedeur's suiting up for another team by 2026 and lighting Cleveland up from the opposite sideline. Because that moment is coming. This ain't just a quarterback competition anymore. This is an indictment on the front office, on the scouting department, on every executive who looked at Dillon Gabriel's 5'10" frame, erratic mechanics, and inconsistent film, and said, "That's our guy." While Shedeur, cool, accurate, polished, and composed, sat on the board and kept falling. A little reminder, I'm launching a giveaway like never before. Think you know which Browns quarterback will start the first official game? Drop your prediction in the comments, hit that like button, and make sure you're subscribed, because 5 lucky winners will score a free game jersey. The more videos you comment on, the better your chances. Now let's continue the video from where we left off. And here we are, Gabriel's unraveling. Friday's practice wasn't just a bad day. It was the breaking point. It exposed the lie. Gabriel didn't just struggle, he embarrassed himself. And yet Shedeur still has to earn it. He still has to prove himself while the other guy gets rewarded for flopping. That's not football. That's politics. And that's why franchises stay bad. But it's not too late. Kevin Stefanski, Andrew Berry, Jimmy Haslam. If any of you are listening, wake up. End the charade. Put the politics aside. Because Shedeur Sanders isn't just the best rookie quarterback on this roster. He's the best quarterback in camp. Period. And if you keep disrespecting that, someone else is going to give him the crown you fumbled. And when he comes back to remind you what you gave up, you'll have no one to blame but yourselves. Thanks for watching, and see you next one.